Yeah, okay. Yeah. Sip it, lock it down.
Sit down.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to my podcast. Of course, this is podcast episode 6, but this is, of course, Vlogmas day 3. Yep. Of course, in this podcast episode, I am talking about fanfics and the game Superstar and Rhythm Hive. Now, let me start off with the fanfics. Now, there are many fanfics, and they are on YouTube, Wattpad, and Wit. Now, everyone is familiar with Wattpad because it became so big. But if you haven't heard of Wit, it's basically the same as Wattpad, but it's slightly different. The only difference is you can make fanfics by making it through like a chat type, or a blog type, media type, or a live and moment type. Now, it sounds confusing if you've never used it or even heard of it, but don't worry, since this podcast is on my YouTube channel as well, I will explain more on it there. Now, I have made a few fanfics myself, but they aren't good compared to the other people ones. Now, I've been reading on the first fic I actually made was a book called Got 7 Stories, and on this book I have 1.16k reads on it. It's my biggest achievement I ever got, but I know it's not a big enough achievement like other books I've read. Now, I've made other books like Mark Twain X Reader, which is season 1's completed. I'm working on season 2 as we speak, but it takes a load of time since I get writer's block a load. On this book, I have 547 reads, and I've got another book called The Lost Princess. It's a Lee Taeyong one. This book I may unpublish so I can work on it better, but currently this book has 58 reads. I'm working on a few other books which I can't give spoilers to, but that's it on those. Of course, I have watched a few on YouTube. You've got Crazy, done by CLXK, I think, on YouTube. Then, of course, you've got the Monster X one ho and Got 7's Mark. If You Do All In, I think that one's called. And then, of course, you got Agent X Mafia by Daisana Fiction on YouTube. And there's so many other ones that are on there. Now, on to my second topic, which is Rhythm Hive Superstar, which is kind of odd. Because when you start Rhythm Hive, it's not the same as Superstar. Now, I thought Rhythm Hive would be the same, but it's not. When you start Rhythm Hive, of course, you've got to download one set of it, and then you've got to download another, so it takes up quite kind of bit of big space. Now, for Rhythm Hive, I can get it on the Google Play Store, unlike Superstar. Now, with Superstar, of course, everybody can get it on the Apple Play Store, the Google Play. But if you're from the UK like I am, I can't get it through the Google Play Store. And many of us UK fans have complained because I've seen one person with the 80s one in the comments like, can you please make it available in the UK like P Nation one is? Now, of course, for us lot in the UK or the places where you can't get it, you must get the Q app, and then you have to download that app, which you have to do through Google. Then you've got to download the Superstar 80s, and of course, those both apps take up space along too, so it's kind of difficult. Superstar, the P Nation, I can actually get on my phone or iPad, but when it comes to the other ones, I can't. That's why I have to download the app. Now, for the ones in the UK from the apps you can get is the Superstar, which of course is the English music one. Then of course you have the P Nation one. As a lot in the UK can get it, but of course, like I said before, you can't get the other apps. Now, when starting Rhythm Hive and Superstar, you both get a tester starter. The tester starter song is just given you randomly, so it could be on Rhythm Hive, it could be BTS, TXT, or N-hyphen. And of course, Superstar, depending which one you've got, because there is so many of them, it just gives you a random song anyway. So for my 80s one, I got a random 80s song. Then for what I started with JYP's one, I got different songs every time I started it again, because I have to get rid of the app and then reinstall it to do the updates and stuff like that. Now that's another thing, because you've got to keep the app you're using to get the Superstar app up to date, and of course then you've got to update the other app if both apps need updating, which is a pain. So once of course you've got your tester starter for these both games, you are then taken back to the main screen where you can log in through either Facebook or Google, or that's on Rhythm Hive, or with Superstar there was an option for you to do through Google and Facebook, but of course they've pulled Facebook login out, and of course you can't use your Google one anymore. So of course you've got to make sure you have a Dalcom Soft ID thing for you to be able to play it. Now that is a pain, because you've got to sign up and then it doesn't always work the first time. So that is kind of a pain. And then of course, when of course you start the game, you get a set of cards from the game, and then from there then you start playing it. With Rhythm Hive, of course, you got BTS, TXT, and N-hyphen. Rhythm Hive keeps the seasons going, so you got season 1 to 3 at the moment, and of course you got the summer one that's just been, and then of course they'll do like special ones as well. Of course with Superstar, the only one special events you get is people's comebacks. So if for the 80s one, all they do is update the songs, and then you've got to update the app, and then you've got to do everything again, which is a pain in the butt. But anyway, I think, what else is there to talk about with it? Whoops. Let's see. I'm trying to open it, but I can't. Download it. Why can't I open it? It's not letting me open the app. Why? I don't know. Oh, that's why. There's not even on there. So I'm gonna have to start that myself again. With of course Superstar compared to Rhythm Hive, if you don't, cause you play the game and then you've got the dots and then you've got the long part. If you miss like half of it, it counts it in Superstar. If you miss some of it in Rhythm Hive, it doesn't count it, and then it's like mission failed, and it's a pain in the butt. Now, of course, I've got Rhythm Hive on my phone, which I'm using to do the podcast, so I can't do it that way, but got Superstar on my iPad, which I'm trying to get to work if I can. Of course, when doing cards and stuff like that, you can buy in-game cards with the diamonds and the coins, or whatever it is you get, and then you can get other cards then, but you've got to use actual money from like your bank to do it, which is a pain because it costs £10 to do it, and then it's like, ugh. I don't know why they do that, but anyway. of course, with Superstar, you can get wallpaper for your like home screen. Of course, you compete against other people if you want to be able to if you want to compete. That is, you get placed into a ranking thing. I've been in first place for like about 3 weeks in a row because I was so addicted to the game, but not as addicted I am anymore. All I'm trying to do at the moment is trying to get 3 stars on both games. Now, it takes time to do that as well. Then there's... what else was there? Oh, if you're on like a group one, like ATs or BTS and Hyphen TXT, yada yada, you've got a section then for the albums. So when you get your card, it comes up with their name, whatever that's on the card. It'll be like A, B, C, R, S or whatever. Then it tells you what album it's come from, and then you've got to go to a certain place to find the cards to be able to click on it to equip it. And then it's like, okay, then you got to go back, play the game, the different song, and repeat that. Now, of course, I'm on the easiest one because my hands aren't fast enough to do the hard speed. So once I can get 3 stars on all the songs I need to do, because I'm gonna up my level, try and complete that, then I'll try and do the hard setting if I can. I think that's it. Let's see what I can do with weight. Let's see. Weight is basically like Wattpad. You sign in with either Facebook or Google. You make your profile and then you can do it through the ways I've said before. Now, of course, when I first got the app, there wasn't as many options as there is now, because now you can talk to people, you can post stories, you can do this, you can do that. Before, you could only post your stories, like publish them like Wattpad, and that was it. But now, of course, you've got a different like story thing to it, and there's like basically a weird community as well to it. Of course, Webtoon is partnered with Wattpad. That's why Big Hit was meant to do it, but of course they deleted their account, which was pretty funny. So yeah. What am I doing with Wattpad actually? Because I've got a few stories that are in my library that are actually pretty good, and then the others are just like meh. Let's see my library. Waiting for this to sync. Come on, please work. Nope, there you go. So of course, if you have not got Wattpad Premium, you can download 2 books to be able to read offline, but if you've got Premium, you can download as many books as you want. Now, of course, Premium does cost, again, depending which ones you're going for. One's cheaper than the other, but you get more options in one than you do the other. Of course, the current book that I actually like is called Lost Photo. It's a 17 one. I've read this about 20 plus times because it's a really funny one. An ad decided to pop up. Great. Oh, come on. What else have I got? I got Lost Photo. I've got a few 80s ones, like Wusan and other ones. I've saved my books into my library. I've got a few EXO ones. and a few BTS ones. Now, for the BTS ones, I am missing a few of them because they've been taken down by the people that made them. Oh, coolios. Somebody's added my book to their list. Let's see. Of course, the books I've done is The Last Princess, Lee Taeyong, Mark Twain's Reader, which is a mafia one, got 7 stories, which is complete. I've got author's quotes. Those are just a bunch of different interviews with, of course, what I've done into my books. I'm working on 1, 2, 3, 4 books. I've got... Okay, so when you got a profile on Wattpad, you can actually give as many collections as you want, then to save your stuff like I have here. I've got a few Harry Potter ones. I've got Block B, 17, Astro, BTS got 7. I've got stuff for the K-hip hop R&B industry. I've got EXO, Monster X, Icon, NCT, VIX, 80s, Shiny, Stray Kids. And then, of course, I've got just a random K-pop book selection, which has got other groups in them. And then, of course, I've got my random English ones. That's just about it with this podcast. Since I can't show what's on Wit because, of course, I'm using my phone and Wit's on that. But I'll do a video of it in a second to actually post with the podcast, so it'd be together. In the next episode, I will be talking about Spotify, music things, and of course Webtoon along then with other stuff. I'm not sure basically what I'm going to be doing. Now this podcast, of course, is a day in the life, not a day in a life, a life as a K-pop, K-hip hop fan in the UK. Because on this podcast I talk about how much struggles us K-pop and K-hip hop fans have to go through because we live in the UK, because we always get left out. But everybody thought I'd be talking about, of course, myself and like one podcast for like hours, just talking about myself and stuff like that. No, I'm not that's what I was thinking of doing in the first place, but then I thought, no, I'll do like a proper way, talking about the voting stuff that, of course, was in the last episode, I think. And then, of course, the stores, the shippings, the prices, how the government has changed the stuff, so shipping prices have gone up, of course. That was in one of the episodes way before. But yeah, this podcast, of course, is on Spotify, on this app Anchor, along on YouTube, on my second one, DJ Kaz Production 2, and then I am coming up with more scripts to do with my next future episodes and everything like that. That is it for today's episode. Of course, I've mentioned what I was doing in the next episode, and this is it. Follow my Insta for more updates, of course, DJ_interactive for the podcasts and how I post my videos. Follow @_official DJ Kaz 02 on Insta as well for my edits and stuff like that. And I shall talk to you all in the next episode, which will be next week, because I'm going to be doing more podcasts this month. I was meant to do last month as well, but oh well. See you all in the next one. Bye bye.